The Brazilian-made movie, I'm Still Here, is absolutely phenomenal. And if you're someone like me who missed it initially during its theatrical run, I want to make sure it's back on your radar so you don't actually miss out on it. I saw it on VOD at home, and it just floored me how truly well done it is in every capacity, but of course, the story itself. It's based off real-life events, and so it is gripping in that way. Now, you may ask what the story is about. Well, it takes place during the 1970s, where Brazil's dictatorship, reigns supreme, and there's this husband who is essentially taken away, and there's the wife who's trying to hold her family together as well as learn the truth about her husband. And it's very emotional just based off that description, because unlike most movies about dictatorships or tragic events, this one really focuses on the family, right? And you're seeing it from their overall perspective, and more specifically, the wife/mother's perspective. And in that sense, you are processing every emotion as she processes it. Every action that she makes, it's like we're making the action. And what's really wonderful is that, it never overstays its welcome, but it does this incredible thing where it spends a good chunk of time at the beginning for you to really know this family, for you to really sit with this family, and for you really to care about the husband, right? His name is Rubens. And so that way, when the tragic events do happen, it has that emotional weight as opposed to just getting to that as an inciting incident and then letting the story take place from there. And, it's a story that I'd not necessarily heard of, right? When we might hear these things about Brazilian dictatorship or things of that nature, but seeing it in this context, it really puts things in true perspective. Just as a quick side bonus, if, you're interested in more of these types of stories, Imagining Argentina is a book, but that kind of deals with similar issues where, the Argentinian dictatorship and things of that nature. And that book is about this man who channels kind of the spirits and is able to know what has happened with people's loved ones, and even if it's tragic, it gives people solace. So that's a very powerful book that I just wanted to put on your radar as well if you're curious about this stuff. But as far as I'm Still Here, all the actors are truly phenomenal. But of course, the linchpin is the actresses that play the mother. Eunice, I believe, is how you say the real life person's name. And it's gripping because, of course, she's trying to keep semblance in her family, not panic the kids and things like that. Meanwhile, you can only imagine the internal struggle for her of what might be going on. And, she's taking action steps to figure out this. And a lot of those action steps could be dangerous, right? Like, could she suffer the same fate as her husband, and whatnot. So, I won't talk about what happened, even though it's historical events, and you can look those up. But if you're someone like me, I didn't know the history, and so to have the story unfold, essentially spoiler-free, was really moving, and it goes into places that you didn't expect. It seems like it'll just be about this one thing, but it kind of expands beyond that, again, while still keeping the focus on the family itself. So, all the flowers that have been thrown at this movie, truly well-deserved across all the board. So, a very important movie that I just want to put back on your radar if you missed out on it like I did initially, so that way it doesn't get lost in the ethers of time, if that's a phrase. So thank you so much. As always, if and when you do check it out, please let me know your thoughts. I'm very curious. I would love to talk about this movie if we're going to go into spoilers. Again, even though it's historical events, just to note it as such, happy to go into it but don't want to ruin it for others. Thank you as always. Truly appreciate you, and hope to see you next time.